welcome to the Will Is podcast once again, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing? Let me get that out there. Yeah, how you guys doing tonight? I hope you're doing great. And if you have been here before, welcome back. Welcome back to the Will Is podcast once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful to see you, wonderful people. Because I know if you're coming back here, you want something positive. You want something good in your life. You want something that you can understand. For real, though. So understand what tonight's show is about. It's the WIP. How can a leader be a follower? Show. Check it out, man. All right. What we gonna? Ooh, well, I tell you, this is a long, intricate road we about to walk down, but we're gonna try to make it a little good and interesting. That's why we're gonna start with some music. Man, start with some music. Eyes a little teary. Check it out. Let's deal with some music tonight, just a little bit. We're gonna fix that little audio issue I had last time. I hope you are with me with that. You dig? Let me check and see how we looking. Yeah, we good there. We good there. All right, let's check out some music tonight. You want to keep it cool, because we want to talk about some real shit tonight. Real stuff. We're talking about, how can a leader be a follower? Let's get into this, shall we? Yeah, of course, I got some WIP moments for you tonight. Leading is a very peculiar thing. You understand? Some people like to say leaders are born. I don't think that's true. I think people are in the position to take a leadership position every day. Your own life. Taking a leadership position. Do you understand how many people never, ever in life get to take a superior leadership position over their life? That's unheard of for some. Understand me and understand me well. Check it out. We're going to get into some real WIP moments. Because, you try to train people the aspects of what leadership is. Maybe they just don't understand. Maybe they just don't completely understand the concepts of mastery of self. Want to be a leader, but you ain't mastered you. Let's talk about the real elements of leadership. Dig me. I broke them down in WIP moments. The original. So we're going to run through them. You ready? Let's go. All right, here we go. Check it out. The first WIP moment. Leading by example is the only way to lead. People say it's a lot of different ways to be a leader. I beg to differ. Effectively, you have to lead by being the example that you absolutely want to produce. From, say it, any situation, any position. If you the master class of it, if you the one, then you should know it in and out, up and down, through and through, forward and backward and forward. But nowadays, we don't have those people. Not a whole lot anymore. They're dinosaurs. You understand? They're dinosaurs now. They just somewhere off in the distance. So you got all these people that want to be the new Example, the new. They want to build themselves to be the new product. The new product, but you have no morals, no ethics. You don't treat people. You don't even. You don't treat people in your inner circle properly. See, some people wish they can change their circles or their circumstances, but they don't have the fundamentals, people. We talk about fundamentals. Some people don't have the fundamentals to change their circumstances. They wish, they want to. They have to. They try to find ways through trade or the military. You know, anyway, out of a losing situation. Man, I'm gonna tell you. The secret to my success was never stand stagnant or steal for nobody or nothing. See, raised up in church, raised up on a reservation with my people, some of the best times I could possibly have had in my life because I remember them vividly. But understand me, check it out. I also understood the value of independence and the value of individuality. It's not that I always thought or wanted to be different. I knew I was different. I knew I was special. I felt it. Every day of my life. I felt it. I knew from when I was a little old jit, a little old youngin'. Somehow I knew who I was, and I wanted to learn more about who I was. Was I born that way? Yes. I was born that way. Born inquisitive. Born wanting to know more. Wanted to make things make sense to me. Who I knew I was. You understand? That's carving yourself out because of what you're made of. Your genetic material. A lot of people want to say, your ancestors are gone and they're dead. I think we are them. I know we are them. You are the tools and you the tools. You are the tools. You have the tools. You are the tools. What I mean by that, Danny D? Am I saying something wrong? No, I'm not. You are the tools. Why you keep saying that? Because understand me and understand me well. When people get together, y'all, they are attracted to each other. That attraction leads to a production. That production is you. You were produced by two, your mother and your father. You understand? Produced by two, your mother and your father. Okay? They had intentions in most situations of passion, love. This is how I was brought into the world, through passion, love, and on purpose. Talking my personal story. You understand what I'm saying? I was brought into the world on purpose through love and passion. Yeah. Produce me. So that's what I produced. Please understand that. Check me out. understand leading by example, some people do it subconsciously because they want to be better for themselves. When I was The southern shores of what are now the United States were settled 10,000 or more years before the first Europeans arrived. Even then, it was the French and Spanish, not the English, who first established themselves in the Old South. The Spaniard, in fact, had insinuated that forts, missions, and villages well into the Alabama, Florida interior long before the British made their first attempts at colonization in either New England or Virginia. Having asked the Pilgrim Father to wait, holding back 1620, Thanksgiving, and all that, I should acknowledge that the chronology requires us to request that even Jamestown in 1607 stand by as well. This is the merely because the pageant of Captain John Smith and Pocahontas come along rather later, rather late in our parade. The Sir Walter Raleigh and the Lost Colony only a little before it. Let me make sure I'm not refreshing here. Make sure I'm still on and checking my make sure my system's good. We're running good there. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Oh, the relatively chilly climate, Virginia and North Carolina became acceptable only after the failure of early British attempts to settle considerably further south. The Salubrious, the Salubrious Gulf first beaconed the British in their expedition south to seize the entryway into the Mississippi and to make their beachhead salt to seize the entryway to the Mississippi and to meet the Pensacola. Here we go. The other way, Mississippi, and to make their beachhead at Pensacola in a region called the Carolina. In a region called the Carolina. After the first King Charles and they later beheaded. Check that out, Carolina. After their first King Charles, the one later beheaded, not North Carolina, after their second. They fell. We were already several thousand years ahead of our story. The most expensive site remaining from the prehistory of the Old South, Poverty Point, is not impressively named, nor is it easy to find. It lies along the back road near the hamlet of the Monticello, 12 miles north in the midpoint of the thruway between Monroe, Louisiana and Vicksburg, Mississippi. The location far from the seaboard conjures us to look outward from the center of our continent, not inward from any stern of the rockbound coast. It also tells us to be at least as respectful to our predecessors of this continent as we're the fathers and grandfathers of the Pilgrims and fathers of their predecessors on their own. The citizens of Old English regarded with appropriate awe the ancient Britons who built Stonehenge, or were better known, but neither more ancient nor more ambitious than Poverty Point. At the same time, the English would labor slabs of stones into the circle of 100 feet in diameter upon Salisbury Plain and surrounding them in the earthwork of 300 feet wide. The ancient people of Louisiana were moving 30 million 50-pound loads of earth into the composition of 6 concentric ridges, the wildest of which is 4,000 feet in diameter. You're talking about the Mississippians. Let me check my connection here, my people. I can see it be acting a little silly. Oh, no. I gotta go back in. Yeah, okay, I'm back in order. I have reversed order on my... Man, I gotta get this fixed on this thing here. It reversed order on me. I think one was too loud or something, and that flipped order on me. So, Yes, indeed. But this book here, I'm gonna show you this again, man. This book is splendid. It is splendid. It has some of the best commentary, uh, really known. I mean, on privacy in space. But this first chapter, it's very pivotal because this is my story. This is very understand. This is very specific to the will, me, Danny D. See? Yeah, understand me well. Seriously. The image depiction of the Mississippi Indian complex near Cahokia, Illinois, built the first European explorers, and disease arrived in the New World. The central mound was more extensive than the Great Pyramids in Egypt. Okay, so let me go. Let me read you a little bit more about this, guys. Around A.D. 1200, there may have been around 3,000 inhabitants of Moundville, as many as populated Baltimore on the eve of the American Revolution. It was, however, not as large a city as Cahokia, opposite modern St. Louis, the metropolis of the Mississippi culture. This is the image I just previously showed you, of which Moundville was a second city. Like Chicago or Illinois, Cahokia had a larger population than the European community built in America. Until the middle of the 18th century, archaeologists have observed that the decline of these large complexes at Cahokia and Moundville had begun even before European diseases cut their native populations to a tenth of their numbers. Nevertheless, as late as 1650, only 10,000 or so of the 300,000 inhabitants of the Old South were descendants of Europeans, and few of those 10,000 spoke English. The Spanish and the French languages and architects were dominant even after Europeans, and had been worked on the Old South for fully two for a for and had been worked in the Old South for fully 250 years. This is not New England, despite the lack of subsequently in the remark of made. Imagine a winter migrant from Dedham to Palm Beach who believing it all started in Plymouth Rock. You might be surprised to chance upon the huge keep of Forts Matanzas, thrusting in the arrogant bulk of the swamp, 50 miles south of St. Augustine. It was built in 1736, but looks 2 centuries older, as if they were one of the vanished Spanish force and once occupied every major strategic point on the coast, or older still. In the twilight, it had the aspects of the outposts of the Angians, Mortes, the Crusaders, the Port of March of the south of France, or of a strong point intended to protect Seville from pirates ascending in meanders of the Godalcuvier. So understand, America is extremely, extremely old. I want to read you this little passage here as well. There was, as well, a massive Spanish Fort Pensacola and the brick citadel of the French at Mobile, Fort Conde, or once formidable as the Castello in St. Augustine. These boardings, ballfoot crystals of hostility, look to the sea, reminding us to persist in our southward reorientation. These were outposts of the Caribbean systems, the organizing reality into the region for the onset of the Europeans until 1820s, or so was the Caribbean, not the American landmass. As one stands before Castello observing, ceremonies by which English, French, Spanish, Confederate, and American flags all hauled up and down to the accompaniment of their respective nations' national anthems when available. It is well to recall the Western Indian origin of the first European and African settlement in North America or north of the Mexican. Blacks brought slaves and freed were present. Established in July, I told you earlier, 1526 by Lucas Vasquez Alano, and called San Miguel de Guadalupe. It was near a town today called Wyandan Bay, Georgetown County, South Carolina. That's where the Gullah Geechees came in. We're going to do more on this book because this is my type of book here. We'll get into hidden centuries and the discovery of lost American civilizations. We'll get into that next time. We got AE coming back tomorrow. I just wanted to give you a real thorough show tonight on some good stuff. So check it out, man. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you've enjoyed the good read. Most of the time, sometimes, it's good to bring some true perspective that is necessary. Okay. That's the show tonight. Thank you guys for checking me out. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to have your buddies subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button too. Hit the like button. All the shows you watch, hit that like button tonight. Hit the like button. I don't say that much, but I need you to do it. I want you to subscribe. I want you to leave comments. But that's the show tonight. But check me out. This is my favorite part. You know how we're going to do it. Check me out. The wheel is yours. Yeah. I'm going to check y'all out tomorrow with Dr. A.E. I salute you guys. Peace. That's what's happening. Want to show what's happening, man? What's going on with people? Y'all take it.